All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we've got a match here. This is going to be a best of three. Hi, babies. Yes, I know. My puggle. I apologize for any noises. My puggle is not exactly feeling the greatest right now. So, but I'm going to be calling the SW versus Keg matches here. So, I do believe that this is Arrow 1. It is a 6v6 on the board. So I'm expecting an absolute shit ton of M48s. I'm expecting at least one T95E3 here. At least one or two from either side. Just because the T95E3 is really, really good hold down as long as you can hide the cupola. After that, not much. So I want to see what they pick here. I know Keg definitely wants to take. I know Keg definitely wants to, make sure that the map is still theirs. I believe. I don't remember. I just got off a call with Sam, asking if this was if they were attacking the defense, and I completely forgot. So that's my dumbass fault. So, but on the side of Keg here, we're gonna go ahead and see three M48s. We're gonna see James VX9, when the T95E3. Or James in the M47, Giza in the T95E3, and we're going to see Samurai here, who has yet to pick. So, I'm expecting pretty much around the same lineup from SW. A lot of, mine's is a very much a gun depression map based on where you are. If you're because this is a standard battle, so I wonder if they're going to be fighting for the middle here. And Sam's going to go ahead and pull out an M48. So we've got two M48s on the side SW, Gridiron Gang, Charlie P, SOB Chili, and Overkill. And then we've got Target Verified and Destroy Artie in the Objects 165. So, the Russians are not that great in Era 1, but they get their vengeance back in Era 2. Because they are, in my opinion, they're much stronger than the Russian Era 2s are much stronger than the American Era 2s, but unfortunately that is not true of Era 1. So I don't know if this will hurt SW or not. I want to see the strats. Now, Keg is running an M47, so they're not playing with full top-tier tanks, whereas SW is. So we're going to see how this is going to go. And here we go. So first match, here we go. SW versus Keg. SW will be spawning on the north side. Keg will be spawning on the south side. Now, I want to see the T95E3 go straight up the middle. I want to see him go straight up in the middle and hug that rock right there, right in the middle. I don't know how Keg's going to work the sidelines here. They've got the M48s. I think the M47 should sit back and try and preserve his HP because it's got to be a little bit rough. So, overall, not too bad. They are at the exact same amount of HP here. So, we do have that. Okay, so Keg's not actually going to send anybody up front. So, to just do some initial spotting. So, they're actually just going to let SW just completely roll right up in the middle and just completely own it. This is not uncommon, especially in World War II matches. Especially for World War II multi-base assault. Many teams on defense will actually just straight up just give the middle. Because the middle doesn't provide that too much of an advantage as long as you're in good cover. So, not seeing any shells being thrown yet. We're seeing a little bit of repositioning here. So SW is completely back here, all set up. And we do look like we do have two tanks over here. We've got one tank down in the water here, and we've got one tank on here right on the rock. And we're going to see Charlie actually take a little bit of damage right there. Let me see where Charlie's at. Ooh, James is going to take a massive hit. James is getting very heavily punished here. He needs to be very, very careful. Giza is going to take a little bit of damage here. Trying to get back to a spot. Destroyer already also took a shell or two. Charlie getting some return fire returned back to him. We're going to see a couple of whole patch kits go off here. Looks like two whole patch kits on the side of SW. I'm going to give them roughly about 100 HP or so back. So if they get at least 3 whole patch kits whole patch kits through, that should be about 1 shell worth. So we're going to see a little bit of bleeding here from the side of SW. We're going to see Destroy already taking a little bit of damage. I want to point out the positioning here. They've got one person on the backside here watching for this, but they don't really need to have this. They don't really need to have this tank here on the backside. There's no point to have this tank on the backside. They're playing defense, or they're playing the offense here. And they know where the majority of these tanks are. All they got to do is just count and / ping the map to notify where the players are. So there he goes. Now he's going to be rotating over to the front line here, and it looks like that they're going to try and get the angles on Keg here. Though Keg's got a really good defensive position. Now we are going to see that one tank slowly move up, and he's going to actually get advantage of the one line here. So he could actually punish some of these tanks if he plays this properly. Though Keg looks like are very, very far back. SOB Chili going to take a little bit of damage, but a whole patch kit is going to get popped. James is going to take a little bit more damage. He's a 1-2 shot here. Overkill took a bit of damage as well. Now let me see who this is. This is Destroy Artie. He doesn't know that these two tanks are right here. They might actually just straight up punish him here. Yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of trading here. James is very, very low HP. He needs to be careful. As long as he stays alive, his gun is still in the fight. Remember, dead tanks don't shoot, ladies and gentlemen. So, the longer he stays alive, the better he is. Because that means that someone else has to waste a shell to shoot him than somebody else. Surprised they don't have any tanks up here on the little ridge line right here. The M48's turret is not that bad. So they could have put someone up there. They're trying to get angles. We are going to see a little bit of bleeding from Giza in the T95 over here. It's going to be a very long, drawn-out battle. Overkill taking another shot at damage. And it looks like James is, in fact, going to go down here. Now we do have a 1v1 between Flirter and it looks like Destroy Artie. So Flirter needs to nail and pen all of her shells here. So Destroy Artie's actually going to get a foothold here. This is very, very bad. Flirter is now out of position, having to use the smoke screen to get out. Destroy Artie's now got the advantage here. Actually ending up going to bounce here. Flirter's now going to try and get a return shot and is in fact going to get a return pen. We are going to see Gridiron Gang finishing up his whole patch kit there, getting another hundo HP. Flirter's just going to get absolutely punished here. Flirter needs to get out of the line of sight from the tanks on the hill. Flirter needs to back up and at least get behind this rock or get behind that rock and force Destroy Artie into a 1v1 and do as much damage as possible. But unfortunately, Flirter's not going to be able to do so, and Destroy Artie's going to be able to move in and they're going to be able to get the kill. Now, a lot of players on the side of SW are very, very low. But on the side of Keg, they do have a lot of tanks here that are still very, very much high HP. So, looks like they're going to be retreating a little bit here. They're going to start rolling in with the flanks. Giza needs to be careful. He's bleeding a little bit too much damage here. Destroy Artie going to take a little bit of damage. He's about a 1-2 shot target. Looks like Giza. Oh, Big Crazy Taz going to take a big shot here. And SW now have control of the hill and of the ridge line here. So now they're going to try and slowly bleed them. Oh, we're actually going to get to see a fire on Taz here. Taz is going very, very low. He popped his whole patch kit here. So he's, oh no, but it's not going to be enough. He's actually going to end up going down. SW slowly moving in. And it looks like we're going to see another member go down. So all that remains is Giza and Splamonti and their two tanks left. But they do have a very, very good position. They've got the buildings. And they can actually peek and try and get shots. They do have a tank now on the cap, and they've got to be very, very careful. Now, Giza over here can't be penned unless he gets a really odd angle on that side. No, he's actually going to get a pen on the side on SOB. SOB is going to actually pop here. They're actually going to pop smoke screen. Giza's actually going to go down here, and all that remains is going to be Splamonti, who's just absolutely taking massive punishment. This is very, very bad on the side of Keg. SW really well playing on their side here. Splamonti going to try and get whatever damage he can left. Try and pad those stats. Try and bounce anything else. He's got 44 HP. He is going to get one more shell, but first game is, in fact, going to go to SW. So, well done, SW. SW played that, in my opinion, very, very well. That was a very, very well done match by the side of SW. So we're gonna go through both sides here. I did get notification that I did get a small break in between the matches, so that way I can do a little bit of commentary. So Gridiron on the side of, we'll do Keg first. On the side of Keg, we got Splamonti in the M48, 1 kill, 2300 damage. Giza in the T95 with 2k damage. Flirter in the M48, 900 damage. Samurai in the M48, 600 damage. Taz in the M48, 600 damage, and James in the 47, 300 damage. On the side of SW, Gridiron in the M48 with 1 kill, 2700. SOB in the M48, 2 kills, 2400. Charlie in the M48, 1 kill, 2300. Destroy Artie in the 165, 1900. Overkill in the M48, 1700. And Target Verified in the 165, 2 kills, 1100 damage. So let me go through this real quick. Keg, I think, definitely messed up here by not putting anybody down on the one line. And they gave one line up completely for free and allowed people to just straight up just roll up on them. So I don't think that was correct in their planning. You'll see this a lot in World War II maps. Most people will actually end up putting 1, 2, and sometimes even 3 tanks on the one line to prevent a flank. Now, it is a 6v6, so you don't want to take too much off, but that one tank on the side really, really punished them hard. Managed to knock out James, managed to knock out Flirter, and get really good spots there, and forced Flirter out of position, and they just slowly but surely collapsed after that. So really, really rough on the side of Keg. SW definitely, in my opinion, 100% played that incredibly well. They bled them slowly but surely. They got the flank off, and they just picked them off one by one. So it wasn't an all-out brawl, but it was a very, very good plan on the side of SW. So GG to SW. We're going to go ahead and go watch the next match. Now, SW now leads Keg 1-0. If SW takes the second match, then they will go ahead and take mines. So we're going to get a repeat of picks here. So as a reminder for the Map Fights League, the first 2 matches will always be the same tanks. So it's a little sad to see James in an M47 and not an M48, but nothing you can do about that. He's probably currently grinding that. So I think Keg, in order to be able to win the next match, they need to put at least one tank on the one line. They cannot let a tank just roll up and just take that backside corner, the corner on K3, K4 for free. They cannot allow them to do that because they get spotted, and it's a lot easier to see things. Despite the fact that there is true vision, yes, it's a lot easier to see things when they're highlighted and lit up. So I think Keg 100% needs to just straight up put someone on that one line. So they need to put someone on the one line, at least at, I would say, J1 or J2, right behind the rock there at the edge of the water. They need to have someone to be able that can easily rotate in and out of battle and just spot that side flank, because that left flank completely fell. Because it's a 6v6, if they had a better tank to like try and proxy spot, it would have been fine, because I get it. It's a little bit rough. So we are going to see a swap in the spawns here. So we're actually going to see Keg in the bottom left spawn, and we're going to see SW in the top right. So Keg has a lot better chance of actually defending this here, but the difference is that they're going to need to very much hardcore watch out for the hill. They actually need to take the hill, or if they're not going to take the hill, they need to get really, really good a really good fan out strategy to try and prevent SW from completely taking map control. Now, it looks like SW is going to completely send everybody but a singular tank. And then who is this tank over here? It's going to be Destroy Artie in the 165. He is going to be on there. He's going to be on the flank again. He is going to get... It looks like he's going to be moving up and trying to get spots here. Now, he doesn't have a whole lot of vision. No, here we go. Now he's going to get some lights up. Is he going to get punished, though, for pushing all the way this far? No, and there's going to be a missed shot. Unfortunately, that feels bad. So SW is, in fact, going to go ahead and take the hill. Now it is an uphill battle for Keg. They need to be very, very careful. They do have a member going to the far side, trying to pincer them, trying to draw their focus. And it's going to be an M48, so they're going to be moving down here. So they might have actually spotted the other M48 coming over, but I don't think they spotted these first two. And it looks like SW is just going to start rushing down. They're going to start moving in. We're going to see SOB Chili get knocked and get set on fire. Taz and Samurai taking a little bit of heat. Target verified also taking some damage here. It looks like SW might actually rush them here. If they rush them, they could be hardcore punished. They need to be careful. Destroy already taking some damage. Target verified also takes some damage. They need to stop this push. SW is just absolutely barrel rolling, steamrolling them. And it looks like there's going to be a smoke screen popped. SW needs to have their tanks taken out by Keg if Keg wants to try and live this. Taz is on 31 HP with a whole patch kit being popped. He is going to end up going down, but it looks like SW has very few tanks right down here that are not low HP. We're going to see target verified go down as well. Samurai going to take a little bit of damage. Destroy Artie also takes some damage. We're going to see 2, 3, no, that's going to be the 4th smokescreen thrown this match. It looks like they're going to be playing nice and safe. Oh, nice pen on the T95E3. Target verified actually is going to go down. Looks like they've got a couple of tanks here positioned ready to go. It looks like Samurai is going to go down here. SOB Chili taking a little bit of punishment. Gridiron getting bled over here. And this is a very, very late rotation on the side of Keg. They need to absolutely just rush right now. They are down 1 member. But they do have James and they do have Splamonti, who did the most damage last match, still alive. So if they actually end up reversing this, this is actually massive for them. So they do have a tank that's still stuck here, and they don't know. Who is this? I believe that's Gridiron. Gridiron's actually stuck in the rock. That is what we call, ladies and gentlemen, a feels bad. So if Keg actually finds that, that's straight up a 3v3 right there. So Keg needs to be careful here, because if they do make a rush for the base, they can sit on the backside and just farm the cap. So they need to be very, very careful here. Now we do see someone over here watching that right side for Keg. Oh no, they're gonna completely get off that side. They're gonna try and punish the guys going straight for the cap. If they're gonna do that, they need to all rush it all at once. They need to rush those tanks. If all 3 of them don't go in right now, they will lose this battle right here. Because they've got the ridge line here. SW has the ridge line, so they own this now. They own the cap. Ooh, and Flirter's going to end up actually going down, getting focus fired. This is bad for the side of Keg. Now, Keg, both tanks are still at full HP, but they need to be careful. They're going to get punished here. They need to move in right now. And it looks like Splamonti did get tracked there, but he didn't take any damage. So it looks like he might be able to make it to the rock. Yeah, it looks like they are going to make it to the rock. James is going to try and get some shots. They're going to try and smoke screen. I think they might actually just go in and rush. They're going to try and make this 2v2. They're going to actually go in and see if they can knock out one of the lower health players. So let's see, who do we got for the low health? So hard to see the names. So Gridiron's at 1100 right now. I believe that's Chili there in the other M48. They need to hard punish. They need to focus. They need to straight up focus fire here. This is bad. James, what are you doing? Ramming them. You're just throwing your HP away. This is very, very bad for the side of Keg. They're just giving that up. Now, Splamonti needs to knock somebody out of this match here. There we go. If he can manage to knock out SOB Chili with taking minimal damage, he might be able to turn this around. He is going to slowly get 2v1 here, though. This is very, very bad for the side of Keg. Splamonti getting some decent bounces here. SW needs to take their time, focus those shots. Splamonti popping a whole patch kit here. Holding on. He's going to be on 25 HP. He's probably only getting... No, he's not even going to get one last shell. SW is going to take match number 2. So, well done from the side of SW again. A little bit shaky there at the very beginning, going into the middle, and then they realized that they just wasted 2 minutes taking the middle, and they were just getting flanked. And the biggest problem that I think that that SW had was they didn't know where completely everybody was because they were just getting randomly pot shotted from just every direction. Now, on the side of Keg, this was very, very bad on the side of Keg. They fanned out too much. I think that they should have focused enough people. I think they should have put 2 and 2 on each corner, and then they should have had both, and they should have 2 other tanks backing those guys up, and then they would have been able to rotate. So, on the side of Keg, we're going to get Splamonti in the M48, 1 kill, 2,700 damage. Samurai in the M48, 0 kills, 1,800 damage. Giza in the 95E3, 1 kill, 1,700 damage. Flirter in the M48, 1 kill, 1,100 damage. Taz in the M48, 600 damage. And James in the 47 with 200 damage. Inside of SW, we're going to see Overkill in the M48 with 5 kills, 3,500 damage. What a phenomenal game on the side of Overkill. Well done. Got to get a lot of damage, a lot of farm, a lot of cleanup. Well done on the side of Overkill. SOB here in the M48, 1 kill, 3,100 damage, 900 assisted. We're going to see Gridiron in the M48, 2,400 damage. Going to see Destroy Artie in the 165, 1,100 damage. Charlie in the M48, 900 damage, and Verified in the 165, 800 damage. So it very much, I think it was the Keg strategy to try and prevent them from coming through the gaps was good until it wasn't. And let me explain. They fanned out and they got vision on everybody despite the true vision, and they were holding them off. The problem is that SW just outran them, just overran them with sheer numbers, and that's what killed Keg here. Was they didn't put enough people to counter that, and they didn't have enough people that were ready to rotate to help back up a specific side. So that was very, very unfortunate for them. So I'm hoping, and also I really don't like those spawns on mines. I really hate those spawns. I think Keg should have set up a little bit differently. I think they actually should have tried to contest Hill, because they would have had the left side. Because here's the thing, Target Verified was on that flank. He was the only one over there. Target Verified seems to be SW's main flanker. If they find Target Verified, shove him, kill him, and then move on, right? Put 2 people on him and just hardcore focus him. Just take him out of the game. They no longer have a flank, and then hopefully Keg can hold on to one side, and well, we'll see what happens next time. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the match, and as always, good hunting. I'll catch you guys next time.